Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel and video today. Today's topic, it's all about Holland America, and it's also about the Cayman Islands. You're looking at a shot here from Georgetown. Cruise ships just off the shore. Got a whole bunch to tell you about the Caymans. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Traveling with Bruce, giving me thumbs ups, your comments, supporting me on my Redbubble store. I get a royalty every time you buy something from my Redbubble store with a Traveling with Bruce logo on it. Thank you for subscribing and following to my Facebook group page and Instagram. Love that. And those of you out there who are becoming sponsor members of Traveling with Bruce, I really appreciate it. You can join the group right there, and every Monday night at 7 o'clock, we have a sponsor member hangout show live where sponsor members hang out with yours truly for an hour, and then the big show is on at 8 o'clock Monday night talking about cruise ship news. The Cayman Islands, oh my gosh, what a beautiful place. If you've never been here before, you have no idea just how nice a place this is. This is probably the Manhattan of the Caribbean. It's certainly the most expensive place to be. I used to live here. I know this place, and a lot of tourists visit here on cruise ships. But let me quickly give you an update on Holland America, and then I'll talk to you about the Caymans. Holland America today, August the 11th, 2020, has made another announcement, and this should come as no surprise to really all of you out there. They have now suspended cruising to December. They will not sail until at least December the 15th, 2020, which means that having shut down, I think it was March the 18th is when they first shut down voluntarily. This is now turning into a 9-month shutdown. They've already unloaded a number of their older ships, and they're waiting it out. The virus is taking its toll. This picture right here is in Vancouver, coming under the Lions Gate Bridge, heading out to sea, or coming in, I guess. Coming in from the ocean into Vancouver. Stanley Park is on the left there. This is a picture we're not going to see for quite some time because the Canadian authorities have shut down cruising through Canadian ports till November 15th, which essentially means we're not going to see a cruise ship in Canadian waters until next April at the earliest, and that's assuming they're not going to extend it then. Right now, I don't know if they won't. They might well do that. Here's a shot of the Eurodam, one of the Caribbean spots. There's just not going to be any sailing out of the U.S. ports for quite some time. With the virus out of control in the U.S. and there's no national strategy to combat it, these cruise lines are helpless, and they're just postponing these cruises, and they're doing it sort of a month or two at a time, and we'll just have to keep following this. So no cruising until at least the mid-December, and I suspect it'll go longer than that. Now, here's a map of basically the Caribbean. I've kind of zeroed in on this map to show you the southern tip of Florida where Miami is. And then we see the Bahamas, and south of that is Cuba. And as we pan out, you'll notice the areas here of the Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Dominican Republic. And as we curl around Cuba, you'll see Jamaica, and then you'll find the flag signifying the Cayman Islands. That is not the Cayman Island flag, by the way. It's just a flag. Zooming into the Cayman Islands, you can see how the islands are just south of Cuba by about 90 miles, 180 miles away from Jamaica, and right in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Great locale. Generally speaking, calm weather, although there are always trade winds, usually from the east heading west. But this is an area that is sort of isolated from all these other Caribbean islands. You see, as we zoom out now, you can see to the right of the screen, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, Montserrat, Dominica, St. Lucia. But the Cayman Islands are kind of all by themselves. And here's a shot of the island, again, a map of the island. Smith's Cove is there. Georgetown in the lower left-hand corner. That is where the cruise ships come in. And passengers basically have been getting off of ships and onto tenders and tendering onto shore. The island is 10 miles, let's say, tall from north to south by about 20 miles wide, approximately. It's like a letter L laying on its side. And beautiful place, but I'll tell you, with 60 plus thousand permanent people living here, residents, most are expats. A good chunk of these are expatriates working here in the banking area and investment area, insurance. And then the rest are locals. Then you've got the tourists, and this has been a problem and a big debate lately. This picture right here is of Stingray City. It used to be you would just call Captain Marvin, charter a boat, and grab 10, 20 people and go out and see the stingrays. But as cruise ships kept coming in, and more of them kept coming in, it started to getting a little ridiculous. And you can see here, just in the last couple of years, with 5, 6, 7 cruise ships a day, dropping off 15 to 20,000 tourists for a 4 to 6 hour visit. The old Stingray City wasn't so much fun anymore. It got to be really ridiculously crowded. Can't be good for the ecology. All those boats, spewing smoke into the air from their engines. It just became a little too much. Now, the cruise lines, can't blame them. They're being allowed to bring thousands of people in here, charge their passengers, $40, $60, $80, $100 each for the pleasure of standing in 4-foot-high water like this. Cruise ships are making up like bandits. The local tour operators, they're making okay money, but man, they needed this kind of volume just to pay the payments on their boats and their employees and keep afloat. Apparently, the story was that these operators made more money in 1998 in actual profit than they made in 2019 because the prices to them got lower as the volumes got higher. The Cayman Islands, of course, like I said before, if you wanted to come on a cruise ship and visit the island, you had to tender in. So you came in on either a lifeboat from the ship or one of the 17 tender ships that are available all the time, tender boats. But at the end of the day, when it's 4 o'clock, it's time to go home, you had the lineups. And the government of the Cayman Islands thought, we used to bring in 1.25 million people a year on cruise ships. Why don't we go big time and do what San Martin is doing? Why don't we build a giant, brand new port docking facility here, and we can handle Oasis-class ships with 6,000 passengers each. We could handle 4 of them at a time, and a couple of ships offshore. Next thing you know, we're bringing in 30,000 tourists a day. And they thought this was the way of the future, that volume is the key to success. The problem is, look at those streets. They're just tiny little 2-laners. You can't build expressways on an island that is 10 by 20 miles in distance. And so the island began to get overrun with well-meaning tourists. I mean, a lot of tourists who come here for a 6-8 hour stay, they love the Cayman Islands. They find that there are no peddlers on the shore. There are virtually no pickpockets. Caymanians who live here and have status, they're doing quite well. They have all the jobs. They have all the choice jobs. Expatriates like myself, I used to live here and used to be an offshore advisor. I had a good paying job. I didn't need to be picking anybody's pocket down on the beach. But now that the virus has hit and these scenes don't exist anymore, what's happened is the island has kind of figured out, without an extra 10, 12, 15, 18,000 people a day running all over the place, it's become quite a pleasant place all of a sudden. It's nice and calm, and the island is beautiful. The beaches are serene. The traffic is light. And our resorts, which basically they have 5-star resorts all up and down 7 Mile Beach, these resorts, although they're not being utilized right now, they've begun to realize, if we just concentrated on bringing in these tourists who would come in for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks, these folks are dropping $200 to $500 a day range and more, depending on what kind of accommodations they have. So a couple, spending a week on the island, you're going to drop $3,000-$4,000, no problem. Going to rent a car. You're going to eat at the local restaurants. You're going to shop at the downtown shops. You might take home some artwork. Whereas cruise ship passengers come in for 4-6 hours. They buy a T-shirt and a bottle of water because they know their meal, their dinner is waiting on the ship. It might even be a specialty restaurant on the ship. They already had breakfast when they got off the ship. They're hardly spending any money here other than their tour. And they're rushing to get on the island, rushing to get off the island, and then by 5 in the afternoon, the ships are gone. Where these folks here, they spend 6, 7 nights in a row, 10 nights, 12 nights, 14 nights, and they spend a lot of money. A lot of these folks also have aspirations of tying the knot here, and this is a big cash business for Caymanians. The bride and groom fly down with family members. They have the wedding. Family members spend 2, 3, 4, 5 days. The bride and groom spend a week, 2 weeks, and they're dropping tens of thousands of dollars and not harming the ecology one bit. The Caymans now are thinking, this port thing is dead. It's dead in the water. We're obviously not going to build it because the virus has stopped all traffic now. And we should reassess our futures. Should we just allow 1 or 2 ships a day into our waters and just allow 3,000, 4,000 passengers onto our island and keep it serene and quiet and encourage more tourists to come down for the 1 week, 10-day, 2-week stay? Go after the high-enders and show them that this is the kind of vacation you want, rather than try to share this place with 15,000 day visitors that just crowd the place and off they go. It's a big discussion happening in the Caymans as I speak. They have done relatively well with respect to the virus. Very few people were infected. They only had a couple of hundred, if that, couple of hundred cases. Only one person died that I know of, and that was a tourist from a cruise ship who was having a heart attack at the same time as having the virus, so all kinds of issues there. But the Caymans are right now reflecting on their future. They might turn cruise ships away going forward. They may not go back to the way it used to be with 10, 12, 15,000 people a day coming to the island. And another shot here from way on high, as you can see the one cruise ship leaving and the other 4 getting ready to go. It's a gorgeous place, lots to see and do, but it's a small place, and they really aren't designed to handle 65,000, let's say, permanent residents and 15, 20,000 visitors. Getting a little crazy in the traffic department and pollution and waste and you name it. So we'll see what happens with the Caymans. They're reflecting on this, and they might change their tune going forward. Anyway, there you have it. I hope you don't mind this long-winded video. Some of these pictures just sure make me pine for cruising and visiting my friends in the Cayman Islands. Thank you again for being here today. Thank you for considering subscribing to my channel, giving my videos thumbs ups. Love your comments. And we'll talk to you later, everybody. Stay warm, stay and healthy, and keep your social distancing. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.